All right, guys, John here with Lightning Phone Repair, and I have my guest, Brandy, who's also a customer. Brandy, say hello.
Hey.
I'm holding on to her phone here. She's been here before. We've done a screen replacement, and she brought it in and said, hey, my camera is foggy. I took a look at it, and it definitely needs to be, it doesn't have to be replaced, but it's got like a yellow tint kind of thing, and replacing the camera will fix that. So this is basically a conversation while I do a repair. Pretty straightforward. We're going to talk about the repair and then to get to know Brandy a little bit. So here we go. All right. This is just like a regular repair. All right, Brandy. Well, welcome to Lightning Phone Repair again. We appreciate you coming in. Thank you for thinking of us for all of your repair needs, phone repair needs.
Always.
And you actually also came in with a vintage Dickies shirt.
I did, yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about that. I think you offered it to one of the guys here, actually to Ray.
I did, yeah.
And so tell me more about that. So
it was a 50-50 single stitch made in USA long sleeve Dickies.
So did you just happen to have that?
No, I found it locally.
Okay.
And it's the second one I've found in the last month. The other one was a short sleeve, and I was laughing at the fact that people were telling, probably the kids were telling Ray that he needed to get a new wardrobe.
They were telling you?
No, telling Ray that he needed to get a wardrobe.
Your boys told him he needed a new wardrobe?
No. Like, there was a bunch of kids like telling Ray that he needed to get a new wardrobe, and he like made a video about it. But he also loves vintage, and so Dickies is huge in the skate community.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
For older skaters, vintage Dickies going to be huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're like it's like finding a diamond in the rough.
For everyone watching this, is this something that you do for a living? Like, what made you?
It was something that I've done on the side for quite a long time.
Okay.
As you know.
Yeah, I know a little bit about the. You deal in vintage clothing, right?
Yeah. I collect and curate, and started an online years ago when Instagram people first started kind of reselling on Instagram. I started years ago.
Okay.
But I have pretty much have an education in antiques and vintage material, stitching, just vintage and antiques in general, whether it's like silver, brass, leather.
So it's not just clothing.
It's not just clothing, no.
Okay.
Nice. When I first started, I found this antique set of mugs that are pretty hard to find. They're from like the 1930s. Those were pretty interesting find. But yeah, it's just something that I was kind of raised in with my dad, and he is older, and he was signed into the Korean War when he was 16 and a half.
Oh, wow.
And he grew up on the side of a mountain, and he was a master auto mechanic rebuilder and iron worker. And so I just got into it when I was real little, learning from him and also from my grandmothers. Yeah.
Very cool. So you've been doing this for many years.
Yeah.
And you've been selling on Instagram for a lot of years. And I've imagined you're sourcing from anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty overrun and overpopulated now. I'm kind of not really doing it anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, shipping is a real issue for me, but I am looking into restart doing very specific curated collections and doing like local pop-ups or just doing pop-ups out of the area.
Okay.
Only having a limited amount of racks and things like that if I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Shipping just became too much. So I'm looking at doing shipping from home if I'm going to keep doing it. But
Okay.
yeah,
Very cool.
I like old things. It's also just very difficult to find and source here anymore because there's a lot of people doing it. It became very popular to do. So
I would say it's kind of similar to me, where because I can relate as far as like the scarcity. So I will fix iPhones and resell them on Facebook Marketplace. There's not a lot of inventory,
right,
so I have to get very creative on how to find phones. I do get phones from customers sometimes. That's kind of cool. But yeah, there's a huge demand,
right,
and but not a lot of inventory. So yeah, and I have seen people post on Instagram. So yeah, it's definitely become a very popular industry to get into. Or
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely, and yeah, that can make it difficult. Yeah, the getting creative part, right?
yeah,
I mean, I think that's also kind of like what it takes to be an entrepreneur is ingenuity and creativity. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
how are you going to connect with your customers, right? How are you going to source for them? How are you going to keep giving them the best prices that you can give them?
Yeah.
Because if you, it's not really like a free market or a fair market if you keep, if you have the highest prices, right? If it's only affordable for the people that have the money, have the big bucks,
Yeah.
then it's not really affordable for the land of the living, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
That was like an issue that I had, is that when reselling became very, very popular, I felt that it was becoming only affordable for people with a lot of money and not for the people who really maybe like really loved a certain band and wanted that shirt because they loved it, not because they were following a trend.
Yeah.
Some
So
of
now
the
you're
trends,
competing with everyone that's trying to
100%.
stay trendy or looking for that hot new T-shirt. Everybody's it's hard to find, right?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And it's just something that I learned to do when I was really young, I guess, was just like how to recognize like what you're looking for, what has a history, what has a story, what makes it special, what makes it important, what gives it its value, that type of thing,
Very cool.
Probably I'm sure it's the same with like certain phones that you sell or get or fix, right? Different features, things like that, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's a knowing what to buy something for as well, right? Know what you can sell it for, and then what you can buy it for. That's very, very helpful. Absolutely. And then what you think is going to sell quickly too.
Yeah.
You can get a good deal on something, but you may not be able to sell it for 3, 4, 5, 6 months, right?
Yeah, that's a huge thing. I was just talking about that earlier. What are you willing to settle for? Like, or like, what are you willing to do? Are you willing to sit on something, or are you willing to make something affordable and profitable?
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
There's it's a, I think it's a balance of a number of things, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like it's not just considering one thing, but it's like considering several things. Who's my customer? What's my market? Who's my competition?
Yeah.
And who am I selling to? Like, and what am I willing to let something go for and wait on, and what am I not willing to wait on and sell for?
Yeah.
It's a balance.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I've installed the new
camera problem.
so I'm going to hand this over to you. Let's test it real quick. So the screen is loose. So So hopefully that fixed it.
I'm going to take a picture of you. Okay, that looks better.
Yeah, let me say what.
Yeah. See what you think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had like a yellow tint before.
It was like real.
Oh, no, that was your back camera. So I didn't replace your back camera. I replaced your front camera. Your selfie was the one that was yellowishy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm so bad with technology.
I'm taking a slow-mo video. We don't want to do that. Oh yeah, big do that.
I just want to say, so how many years do you know now? How many years I've known you for? Oh yeah, that's so much better. It's
good.
Completely clear. How long did that take to fix?
Ooh,
like 10 minutes.
Yeah, 5, 6, 7 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, all
Not
right.
that long. Well, we haven't closed it up yet, so that's a few more minutes. So I'd say 15 minutes or less.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
Cool, and I'll show everyone here so you can see that it was crisp. Very nice.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah. I probably should have shown
Everyone was complaining about my pictures. I'm not a tech person, so I was like, well, whatever. It just looks vintage. It looks like a vintage photograph.
Yeah. Don't they have filters on there when you take a photo to kind of dim it down and make it look yellow?
Absolutely. I don't even use filters, so I'm like, I did it all by myself by dropping it. But that's how our photographs used to look. So, I mean, but I was going to say, do you know how many years I've known you for now? How many years I've been coming to your businesses?
So, yeah. I used to own Concrete Lodge, local sketch shop here in town. And I had that for about 6 years. And you probably have known me almost as long as I had the skate shop.
Yeah, so if we're going off of Levi and Dakota, which are my sons, right? Since Levi was 4.
And how old is he now?
9. He just had his 9th birthday in August.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you were actually their first skateboarding teacher.
That's right. Yeah.
Right?
You had lessons. Yep.
You're the one that taught them how to rock and roll on the ramp.
Yep. That's right.
And also, I want to say I hadn't been here for very long. I was also new.
Okay.
Into this area.
Uh-huh.
And I was looking for a local skateboarding shop. And let's see. You became their first skateboarding teacher. Mm-hmm. Dakota was 2 years old, and he's now 7. And you gave Levi his skateboard. You gave him a brand new skateboard for his 5th birthday.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do remember that. I think you reminded me, I think on his last birthday, you showed me the picture.
Yeah, but I'll just never get over it,
Yeah, that's so cool.
I mean, I think it's important you have a great relationship with the community here. And I think
thank you.
Since we're talking about, business, right?
Yeah.
I've been coming to your businesses for as long as I've been here. And I just think that it's important to support local, but it's also important to support local businesses who support their local communities. And you've been really good to your community and everything that you've done, and a good friend.
Oh, thank you.
To many people.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
So.
Yeah, I'm talking to Ray about this. I'm stoked that even though I don't own the skate shop anymore, I still get to connect with everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Your legacy is your community, and I think that you left a big legacy you know, and Ray is also leaving a huge, I just honestly, you guys changed and had a huge impact on my family's life, on my children's lives, you know?
Yeah, Ray, the fact that he's running the shop now and still doing a lot of what we were doing before, and then even more, is really cool because your kids are still coming to the skate shop and they're still
they have
skateboarding here.
and now they have a great relationship. Like, you know, they have their own friendship with him, and their growth in skateboarding is like next level.
Yeah,
you know,
that's so
they're
cool.
continuing to go up whenever we have a chance, and they also have an older crew that I take them to meet with on the weekends. And I don't think that there's like anything more that you can ask for as a, not just as a parent, but especially as a single mom parent, to have a safe community, safe, positive, fun community for your kids to participate in.
Yeah.
And to have people be welcoming of that, I think is huge.
Yeah.
And I think that we're in an area that is really in need of things like this. And, you know, and then look, you know, you guys are a great team. You walk in, get your phone repaired, open the door. You can, while you're away, you can watch the local
Rippers,
do some shredding, or go in and get your kid or your grandkid or your niece or your nephew a skateboard, you know, and keep the positivity coming.
Yeah, that's so cool.
You're still a huge part of it, you know. You get to see everybody who has, you know, been affected by you and built a relationship with you. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's really cool.
And we get our cameras fixed so we can have clear selfies.
So and keep filming the kids.
And our friends don't yell at us and tell us, "Don't send me those pictures. I can't see anything."
That is so true. Yeah, well, thank you for highlighting Ray, you know, our little compound here and what we're doing here, and thank you for sharing that story and letting people know that you know, we have a long history of knowing each other and working together, and the fact that we get to still visit with each other here at Lightning Phone Repair. We'll wrap up the conversation. We got your phone back up and running. And do you want to shout out your Instagram? Are you still doing that?
You know, I'm not real worried about. I'm not really doing that right now.
Okay.
So it's okay, but I appreciate it. You can perhaps just keep your eye out for some posters for this summer, or flyers for this summer for maybe local pop-up.
Okay,
you know,
cool.
I'm sure that, like, you know, eventually putting a curated vintage pop-up together will be, I'd be coming in here and bringing a flyer, you know, for support.
Yeah. Well, if you do that, we'll make sure we post it for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate you. And again, like everything you do, you're just really good to your community. So I appreciate it.
That's awesome. Well,
thank you for having me.
Of course. Well, let me hand you your phone.
Yeah.
Just across the counter there. And for everyone watching, thank you guys so much. Just a reminder, we do work on all brands. It's not just iPhones. And we recently started working on game consoles. So if you need anything, give us a call. And thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.